Wrestling has more than one royal family. Acknowledge me! And we
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling Crossroads. As always, I am one half dynamic duo twisted alongside Brother Pyro.
What's up, y'all?
And we are recapping Wrestlemania 40, Night 1 and 2. We do apologize for getting this out so late. We did let you guys know that, yes, it was going to be coming out this weekend. And obviously, we're here Monday. So, definitely not going to be making a habit of this come this season.
You're not?
Yeah.
Like, we're definitely going to be better about getting things out to you in a timely manner.
Yeah, I know we've had some rocky bits here and there, but unfortunately, with our personal lives at the moment, things can't always coordinate the way that they should. Plus, baby Crossroads and everything, being a parent does kind of come with that. So, unfortunately, sometimes it does get delayed off a day
or a week.
And this one was also timing, so
that statement stands.
That
pushed off a day or week.
That being said, let's get right into it so that we can give you guys the best quality for this that we can give. Opening up WrestleMania 41 Night 1, we had the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther walking in as your champion versus Jey Uso. If you guys don't remember, Jey did win the Royal Rumble to earn this championship opportunity, and overall, the build up to this match, if you guys didn't watch, was not the greatest.
Wasn't great until the end.
Wasn't great until the end, until right before, I think it was a week or two beforehand, right? When he attacked Jimmy?
Yeah.
Going into this, Jey had a lot to lose, and I had mentioned that on our kickoff.
Jey had everything to lose.
They really did a good job with this match of not making it totally one-sided, like you wanted, obviously, because you did state in the pre-show.
It did. That's what would make sense for Gunther's character.
Mm-hmm. However, Jey really did put up a fight and really showed what this opportunity meant to him. To be on the grandest stage of them all. Obviously this is, I want to say WrestleMania number 6 or 7 for the Usos. But just in general, it was
a big moment.
It was a big moment for him. So although he's been on the grandest stage, this is, he's never fought for a championship this big, is more or less what I was trying to get to.
Is what, his second singles match at Mania?
Yeah.
The first one being against his brother?
Which absolutely bombed. That match was terrible, and you can't tell me otherwise. Picking up the win, your new World Heavyweight Champion, Jey Uso, makes Gunther tap out. Now, obviously, we are a week behind, so after this previous tap out, Gunther very much enraged, actually ended up attacking commentators because Michael Cole did mention, I'm not the one that tapped out when he was getting in his face.
Apparently being on the commentary table means you're not allowed to have an opinion.
Yeah, no, that's not how these things work. So sorry. But overall, I did like that they didn't make it entirely one-sided. It was a very good match. Both men had their moments where they had the upper hand, but it did come as a surprise that Jey did make him tap. And I know we all kind of, were focusing on different things. I think I was looking at Baby Crossroads at the time when it had happened. So I was like, wait, what? And then, instant replay comes up and I'm like, he made him tap out of everything. It was a submission that got the win, which is what shocked me. And I know you felt the same type of way. Your grade for this and reasoning.
B.
Reasoning.
Felt the as decent as a match as that was, as good as a match as it was, because it ended up being a lot better than I thought it was going to be. That finish just kind of felt lackluster and rushed. Because, like, let's be real, Jey barely had that hold in, and for him to tap almost immediately.
I mean, I didn't see that the tap was immediate.
I said almost,
but I do get what you.
But it was really quick.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, maybe timing was kind of off. Maybe they ran a little long because of how Jay's entrance is, but you never know. You never know with production. I mean, we don't work back there necessarily.
You're right.
So.
I will say I like that was a nod back to Ilya winning the NXT UK title off of then Walter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
he won it via sleeper hold, just like Jey won the world heavyweight title
with a sleeper hold. I think it would have been a nice nod overall had Sammy won the title off of Gunther the same way. But I think he won via hula.
Like, he pinned him. He pinned him 1, 2, 3.
I feel like it would have been a great nod because it's like, oh, okay, so sleeper hold is this man's weakness, essentially.
At least when it matters.
Right. I just, that's just me personally. I could be wrong.
At least when it matters.
So, going off of the Monday Night Raw, we did find out today also that Gunther is suspended indefinitely.
Oh, that got announced last Tuesday.
Well, still, with it being Monday.
Adam Pearce announced that literally the day after on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. Hey, Gunther's been suspended indefinitely and has been fined an undisclosed amount.
So how long do you think this indefinite... I mean, obviously we know tonight what happened, but how long do you think this indefinite suspension really goes for? You think we see him
he'll be back
the following week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be back in like a week.
All right, next match.
Next match.
I know you weren't too happy about this one.
So the match after that... next match 2, we got the World Tag Team titles being defended by the War Raiders. And their challengers being the New Day. Or as Pat McAfee likes to call them, the New Day.
The Boo Day.
I like that one. I like that one a lot. Match wasn't memorable. Match didn't need to be on the Mania card.
No.
It was well below average.
No, but the other tag team match...
Nothing. I'm getting there. Well, let me get there. Anyway. So, winning the match in the most anticlimactic way ever. The New Day, new tag team champions. Yay. The match we got this last Friday, however. These three teams definitely made I'm pretty sure made upper management regret not putting this one on the card instead. Because that triple threat TLC match for the tag titles was gold.
It definitely was.
Absolute gold. Was probably one of my favorite matches in the tag team division in a long time. I love it. Loved it. Loved it. Now, with that being said, the grade I give the World Tag Team Champion, the World Tag Team Titles match at WrestleMania Night 1 was definitely a D. Nothing memorable about it. It didn't quite fail as a match, but it didn't necessarily succeed.
I unfortunately didn't get to see the match.
No. You fortunately didn't get to see that match. You are one of the very fortunate few that gets to be busy during that, and we just never went back to rewatch that. Because I wouldn't subject you to that kind of whatever that is.
Alright. Next.
Jade Cargill, Naomi in a in a match as personal as it comes. Just to touch up on, again, how we got here. Leading into War Games, Jade Cargill is attacked, out for a number of months due to her injuries. From the attack, it is then revealed at Elimination Chamber it was Naomi that attacked her. Jade came back for that pound of flesh, and then some, leading to this match at Mania. Now, as we go through this match, relatively what you expected, Jade did perform very well. Her second ever Mania, dominated a good chunk of the match. Naomi was able to bounce some kind of offense here and there, but like overall you knew what the story was. Jade wanted revenge. Jade was like, yo,
Jade's gonna get it.
Right, I want revenge. I'm here for it. I'm going to get this. Nothing you can do about it. So we get there. We have this match. Inevitably picking up the win, getting her revenge, picking up that pound of flesh.
Jade
Cargill. Thinking, alright, I done beat you, I done moved on. Clearly Naomi has other plans, because she did attack her again this last Friday.
Yes.
She said, you're done with me when I say.
Yep.
This is done when I say it's done.
So with that being said, with Naomi being the one to attack her, I know she also did have a match with Tiffany Straton on Friday, and said that she, she's coming for the title. She's done with Naomi. Do you think Jade gets this, gets a title match that Naomi's going to cost her?
Oh, absolutely. She already cost her a non-title match against Tiffy. She's going to cost her that title. She's going to be the reason, at least for a little while, that Jade doesn't win the big one, because she's going to continuously interfere. And it was a damn good match until Naomi decided to get involved.
Do you see this going as like a three-peat? So we already had Jade win the first one. Naomi
it's going trilogy. It's going trilogy.
Okay.
I can see it with the way that they have been booking it.
It's going to be
the way they have developed both women in this rivalry in terms of character.
I definitely think that this cautionary Naomi is one of her best.
Her whole proceed with caution persona is A1. Like, I am loving everything about it. And me and you have talked in the past. Naomi really, in the past, didn't work as a heel. They tried a few times.
Yeah, they did.
This one, I'm invested in this chick. I swear I am.
This would have finally got the nail.
You hit the nail on the head. You got it right this time, guys.
You're great for this match.
Again, about an average match, exactly what you expected. Nothing really super special about it, other than the fact that this was, again, Jade's second WrestleMania.
So I have to ask this.
And think about the difference a year makes. Mania 40, last year, Philadelphia, Jade's first Mania. What was that match?
That was the big three. That was her, Bianca, and Naomi. Yes. So my question for you is, and this comes after, after she got attacked again after Elimination Chamber, because obviously I was out of the room for this one. Did she scream for Bianca?
No. Not that I remember.
So no scream for Bianca this time. Got it.
Not that I heard.
Because do you remember what I'm talking about, right? When they had that whole conversation, she admitted that she attacked Jade.
I did it for you.
Jade came out and she screamed for Bianca.
Yeah.
So that's what I was more or less. Did she this time? Because it could have, to me that would have been poetry in motion.
Oh,
totally.
Absolutely.
Going into our next match, because obviously you called the last two back to back.
You're also going to call these next two back to back because I wasn't in the room for.
Alright, we'll get to that. United States Championship, LA Knight defends his title against Jacob Fatu. This match was absolutely beautiful. I personally loved this match. I did feel, though, that in timeline-wise, it felt a bit rushed. Is that just me?
No. There is definitely some moments that got this to earn the grade that it did.
Okay. So it did feel a bit rushed in our perspective with everything. They did make Jacob obviously look like a very dominating factor in this match.
I wonder if the name Samoan Werewolf finally decided to mean something.
Well, they've been making him look this way for a long time, but, for this to be his first Mania, sometimes you think, even with the big guys that look like Jacob, that they get a bit of jitters.
Yeah.
So I was expecting a little bit of jitters in, the opening moments, but he came out the gate swinging, which is why I say that, this match was absolutely great, aside from some of the pacing.
Yeah.
Ultimately, picking up the win in this match, your new United States Champion, Jacob Fatu. And I wanted to point out that, since this match, obviously we had a little bit of a celebration on SmackDown for Jacob. Solo,
and basically he told Solo, I don't need you.
Solo trying to take all the credit for this. We had Knight come out and saying he wanted his championship rematch. We had Drew McIntyre coming out saying,
I'm tired of being passed over.
I want a chance at this. I want to, face the scariest person here. The
fact that he really did just discredit all of John Cena's work right now. I want to face the champion that I feel is the top dog.
Yeah, because we all know it's not Cena.
He real life said Jacob was the champion to beat. Screw the WWE title. That don't mean nothing. I was like...
I mean, we didn't even get to night 2, but yeah.
Oh, well, whatever. It's been a week. Everybody kind of knows these results already.
You never know. Some of our listeners are in Germany. Maybe they wait for us.
Fair enough. Well, I'm sorry. Spoiler alert. And we'll
get to
break down that match when we get to night 2.
Anyways, let me finish up. So, obviously, via the squabble that was going on, a match was set between Knight and McIntyre later on Friday night, saying, "Hey, look, number one contenders match for Backlash. This is how we're gonna do it." Damian Priest ended up coming out, who was Drew McIntyre's opponent at Mania.
Dude, I'm gonna quote Joe Tessitore. How the hell were any of these men standing after last week? Because you're gonna tell me, in a 24-hour time span, LA Knight competed in 3 matches, 2 on SmackDown, and then took on Jacob Fatu that Saturday. Ain't no way in hell he was 100%, especially with how violent Jacob be getting. And mind you, there was rules to this match.
Yes.
And then you had that Sin City street fight on Sunday,
which we'll get into.
Again, we know at least the card order. I'm not gonna go down as to who won that match. We're not gonna break it down.
Yeah.
But that match was brutal, and again, we'll talk about that brutality once we get to that match later.
Yes.
How are either clearly neither one of them is 100%. How were either one of them able to stand up on their own right now, let alone wrestle a whole ass match? But yes, you were saying Priest, interfered.
Priest interfered. So come Backlash, it will be a fatal 4-way for the U.S. Championship.
I figured that was going to end up being the case. I didn't see that get announced.
It has been announced, yes.
Yes.
Instagram and X.
Okay, yeah, I figured that was going to be the case with Priest coming out and attacking McIntyre, and then Jacob coming out and being the one to stand tall and just attacking everybody.
Well, that's because it's Jacob.
Because he attacked Knight, he attacked Priest, it's Jacob, he don't care.
Yeah, no.
Something I had noticed watching the pre-show on Saturday, because after you went to go put Baby Crossroads to bed.
Oh, the post-show, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched, and Big E said something that I've been saying for like a year now.
Okay, and that was?
Essentially, I've been saying, they wanted to build Jacob to be, or Solo to be this guy.
Yeah.
This top guy post-Roman. He was supposed to be Roman's predecessor. once Roman stepped down as tribal chief. Whatever.
Yeah.
You saw that was the writing on the wall for him.
Yeah.
However, I have been saying, what about Jacob?
Jacob is what they wanted Solo to be.
Big E on the post show, the company, I think, was trying to position Solo as the guy. Jacob was just undeniable. Again, something I've been saying since his debut, since before his debut.
But you also
when the rumor mill was that Jacob might, maybe, possibly, still undecided on signing with the WWE. I said if they do that, Solo's screwed. Solo's going to lose whatever spotlight he has because Jacob is everything the company wants him to be and then some. And he has proven it week after week in the year that he hasn't even been on the roster a full year.
Yeah.
Jacob is that dude.
I mean, obviously you were able to say it beforehand. You've been watching Jacob throughout his career, so you having more of the knowledge to it. Yeah, definitely. And I do 100% agree with Big E and your statement, watching Jacob kind of come up and be the person that he's been. You said I get back-to-back for this.
Yep.
Can I get your grade for the U.S. Championship?
It was a B. It was a B. Again, some matches, some spots kind of felt rushed. A few felt a little lackluster. I do feel like they did LA Knight a disservice by not letting him
really build on
any momentum he started gaining, because as soon as he started building momentum, Jacob was there to just squash it right back down. I get it. Build this man to be this big, bad, dangerous. Know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But again, you didn't put the championship on LA twice for nothing.
I mean, I do want to point out that there were a couple times, and I don't know if you've noticed this with the match, that there were moments where it seemed that Jacob did no sells. I mean, obviously, you're supposed to be this big bad dude.
Part of it is part of his character, but there were moments where you had to question it.
Yeah, that's more or less what I was getting at, is the moments where you needed that sell to at least give Knight something, it was a no sell. And that was kind of unfortunate on, my part. Next match up is Rey Fenix versus the Giant Coffee. And that's
Grande Americano. I love that.
Giant Coffee.
No, I love that we were... I don't even remember what we were watching. I think we were watching an episode of Grey's Anatomy.
Yes, we were.
The next day, waiting up for, night 2, because we weren't really doing much during the night. And one of the characters offered the other a large Americano. And I looked at you and I was like, wait, I thought he was a WWE wrestler. Mm-hmm. I made the reference and I was just like, it's just funny that that's where we're at. Because all throughout our pre-show, you kept calling him the large coffee, the large coffee, the large coffee, the large coffee.
That's what he is.
And then, oh, hey, one of our favorite shows, hey, here's a large coffee,
with the same name. Here's a large Americano. Yeah.
Great. I loved every second of it.
So he's just going to be continued to be referred as the Giant Coffee.
Just like Tungaloa is Tungaloba?
Yep, Lola.
There's a few that you purposely mispronounce.
Yeah. Like the previous show that we cut due to starting season 4 with AEW, the Conga
Conglomeration. Conglomeration.
It's a bunch of Conga Llamas. And you ain't going to convince me otherwise.
I know. But it's funny.
All right.
But anyway, going into the match.
Going into this match, originally it was Rey Mysterio to take on the Giant Coffee. Rey ended up getting injured the Friday right before Mania. And it chose Rey Fenix to be the one to kind of take his spot with this. I know on when we were actually watching the pre-show of this, not on our live pre-show, you got upset at the fact that it was Rey Fenix. You said it didn't make sense.
It didn't storyline-wise. Yes. Okay, cool. He eliminated you in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle. But the rival. But El Grande Americano actually has a storyline and a rivalry going with other members of the entire LWO, with Rey Mysterio, with Dragon Lee, with Joaquin Phoenix, Cruz del Toro, or I'm sorry, Joaquin Wilde.
Cruz del Toro. I think it's because...
But, one of them subbing in for their mentor and leader in the group would have made a lot more sense. I'm still standing by that statement a week later.
I mean, I personally understand why...
It was stupid, especially it only being his second match. Technically, he's third for the Battle Royal that ain't made nothing since its debut.
I personally think that because of the elimination that, he had kind of that chip on his shoulder. He, wanted to say obviously talked to Ray behind the scenes. I was like, hey, can I get my little pound of flesh here? And Ray was just kind of like, yeah, because he's after every luchador at this point. It doesn't even matter who you are.
It really didn't.
Because, we all know that the Giant Coffee is Chad Gable. And we see that Chad Gable is,
probably representing El Grande Americano as his biggest fan.
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say, as of this Monday, he just talked to Penta.
And basically snitched on himself.
So, yeah, let's think about that.
Basically snitched on himself. But my thing is, again, I feel like just wrong place, wrong time. Y'all really didn't need to... I love Ray Phoenix, I do. Mm-hmm. This wasn't the right moment. Really, y'all really did.
Going into the match, I know you're kind of thankful because of your dislike of how the match was set up that you didn't really get to see much.
Let's talk about how that part got announced, because remember, we recorded our pre-show before their pre-show.
Yes.
It was right after WWE announced a huge partnership, merger, buyout, however you want to say it, with AAA. They had, the commentators, they had all of the luchadors, Ray Phoenix, Penta, Ray, Dragon Lee, Andrade, all of them are now all on stage, and they all get to, they announce, hey, we bought AAA. This is where we're at. We're first real big AAA show under the WWE umbrella is June 7th. I want to say they said it was going to be in LA.
I believe so.
Worlds collide, them, WWE, NXT. It's going to be huge.
It's the same day as
Money in the Bank. Yeah, I'm really happy I requested off of work. But anyway, no, so we're gonna get a lot that weekend, as well, which is great.
So going into this match, not very memorable. There was a lot of high flies on Ray Phoenix's part, more groundwork done by the Giant Coffee because obviously it's Chad Gable. But picking up the win, because again, nothing memorable about this one, was the Giant Coffee due to the metal that he keeps putting in his mask and the flying headbutt off the top rope. Again,
y'all really just sacrificed Ray Phoenix. Which, granted, at this point in his career, because this man has had one hell of a career and has built a name for himself everywhere, but I feel like you did him a disservice. Having him lose his second match in a controversial fashion, y'all really... Y'all are trying to build him up to be this guy. Well, one of the next big lucha guys in your company. And you know what? Desario said it now. Because, I called him as soon as they announced that you were there.
Yep.
I called him because he wasn't here. He was like, I was just about to text you about, did you see this? Yes. And then he pointed out, that makes a lot of sense as to why they were... they've been, signing all of these luchadors. Because, thinking about it, they have the luchador gimmick with Chad Gable now.
Yeah.
The signing earlier this year of Penta. A few months later, his brother. We got the return of Andrade. We have Santos. That was you.
Yes.
We have Santos, Joaquin, Cruz, Stephanie Vakir. I'd even consider Julia Luchador.
Dora.
Yeah, that one. Sorry, brains fried. It's been a long weekend.
Yeah.
But looking at that roster and seeing Mysterio, now you understand why this has been a thing. We're trying to build a good relationship here, and I'm excited because now you get to now you are introduced to the world that is AAA, true, pure lucha libre wrestling.
Yes.
I am so excited for this. I'm so excited for you. Also, going into this, person with a bad past and WWE, Alberto El Patron, AAA Mega Champion, right? Why he get released 2 days later?
Yep.
They announced it. He was gone before the end of the week. They were like, yep, we're releasing him. He no longer works for our company. And it's funny because, as soon as it got announced, I'm scrolling TikTok and I'm seeing all these content creators. One of them being, their name on there is Ash They Them.
Okay.
Reacting to, this is going to create a problem. I see it on Saturday. By the time I get back on TikTok on Monday, Tuesday. Oh, breaking news from the world of WWE. And on Bleacher Report, Alberto El Patron released from AAA.
Oh, well. Bye-bye.
Good. He didn't need to be around anyway.
Alright, obviously we don't have a grade for that. I did not want to set the grade for it because that is not my job on here. That is Brother Pyro's.
Okay, but if you were to grade it.
It's got the giant coffee. You know I'm going to give it an F. And that's not fair.
Okay. Your personal disdain for the character, match-wise, what would you give it?
D. It was not a good match. This is why I cannot be the one to call that.
Okay, but you got to watch it, so I needed you to, hey, we are in this together. We give each other insight. It's what we do.
Yeah. I just, personally, I'm not one that can call it like you can. Could you look for the analytics and everything? I don't.
That's what I do.
And that's why you're the one that calls the grades.
It's what I do.
Take us into our next.
WWE title, Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Straton. I will say, both of them had some pretty dope entrances, especially Tiffy with the giant Barbie.
Yes.
That was dope. I am not gonna lie. That was probably one of my favorite Mania entrances all time. Great match. Nothing. Great entrance. Nothing. Yeah. But now getting into the match, it was a mirror match.
Yeah.
It was essentially a mirror match, which made it kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie to you. You got to see Charlotte current versus Charlotte
of the past
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Nothing really. I will say both women they worked really well together.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they were able to, take whatever personal beef they have whatever with each other, and put it aside, because they got personal real quick. Tell y'all. That, man, bringing up the divorces.
The boyfriend, which nobody believed he cheated.
Right, bro, how you, again, turn that man babyface immediately. Because he really, first man in the world to get accused of cheating, and ain't not a soul believe it. Greatness. But no, overall, really good match. Decent match. Considering, again, you were basically fighting the same character.
Yeah.
They're fighting each other. I will say, so going into the closing moments, we saw a failed, I want to say, because she couldn't really bridge it for the figure 8. And upon that, Tiffany was able to capitalize and then hit the prettiest moonsault ever to pick up the 1, 2, 3, retain her title. Congratulations, Charlotte. Thank you for putting over the younger talent.
I mean, like, looking back at the matches that Charlotte has had, aside from, previous, 2020 Charlotte, she has put over some really big names that we have lighting up our screens today.
Yes.
So, main event time?
As soon as I give the grade, which is a C+, because again, it was a slightly above average match.
Just getting in there, you didn't even let me say nothing. You just skipped right into that. Yeah.
You literally... So main event time?
So main event time, and I was going to say, after I get this grade, you didn't even let me pause. Alright then. Roman Reigns takes on Seth Rollins, takes on CM Punk, with Paul Haymen in Punk's corner, that being the favor that Punk was owed and had asked for. The animosity was real in this entire match. These men wanted to tear each other apart, and that is an understatement. Paul Haymen really did look conflicted on the outside of the ring for 95% of this match, I will say. Anytime they caught him on camera, he did look very conflicted. If Roman was down, if Punk was down.
No, Heyman was just as integral a part of this story as Punk and Roman.
Yes.
Oh my god, his emotion.
Yes. There were multiple moments where Seth was trying to get Roman on his side, saying he shouldn't, Punk shouldn't be in this match. It should just be me and you. Think about what he's done. Think about what he's currently doing. He's got your wise man. And there were some times where you kind of saw the wheels turn in Roman's head, you may not be wrong, but I still hate you just as much as I hate him, and I may hate you just a little more. Closing moments of this match, because this match was absolutely brutal. There'd be way too much to talk about with this match. Am I right?
There's so much to talk about this match, because we can deep dive into the, again, like you were saying, let's pull a page out of our old playbook, and then Roman being like, "No, I got it."
Right.
Because he called for that Shield-esque power bomb that they used to do together.
And Roman eventually was like, nah, I hate you more than I hate him right now.
But my thing is, if you really look at it, Roman doesn't really hate Punk.
No.
He hates Rollins. Rollins hates Punk. Punk hates Rollins. Punk just wanted his best friend back. And again, it was legit just favor for favor for favor.
Right. So sorry. Closing moments of this match, we see Paul Haymen on the outside of the ring. He grabs a steel chair and introduces it into the ring. At first, he's, looking at Roman. Roman thinks, oh, you're going to side with me. And Paul ends up pushing the chair to CM Punk. At the time that Punk is trying to get himself up to use the steel chair, Heyman gets in and low blows Punk.
And then you hear the words, "I'm sorry, you made me go against my tribal chief."
Yep, you hear those words. He then slides the chair to Roman. Roman is laughing and, goes and attacks Punk with the steel chair. After attacking Punk, Paul Haymen gets Roman Reigns' attention and says, look over here. My tribal chief, you finally have him. Here's Seth Rollins on the other side of the ring with his head in between the ropes trying to get up after, this colossal takedown. Roman turns. All the animosity starts to fill him. He wants to go after Rollins. And Heyman low blows the tribal chief. And really digs it in there for just a final nail in the coffin.
And then Rollins just with the simple hand out.
Yep, puts the simple hand
and
calls for the chair, and Heyman is grinning from ear to ear and hands Rollins the chair. Rollins attacks Reigns, ends it with the stomp, 1, 2, 3. The winner of the main event of night 1, Seth freaking Rollins.
Man, and it was a great match. Rollins, this is now the second time he's pinned him at Mania.
Yes.
Because 10 years ago, heist of the century, he didn't pin Lesnar,
No.
he pinned Roman. My friend Alice, who was live in attendance, we call her Alice because of her love of Alice in Wonderland,
Okay.
pointed out in our Discord server, I kind of feel for Roman, always the betrayed, never the betrayer.
Yes.
And I was just like, and I told her, I was like, yo, I'm going to use this. Like, girl, I'm gonna use that on the I'm gonna give you credit. I just need to know what I'm calling you, but I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that line specifically. So going into that match, or coming out of that match, we got a lot. Oh, did we get a lot?
I'll let you take us through that.
The following Monday, Heyman shows up with Rollins. They're in the ring. They go to say some words. Before they can say anything, Punk's music hits. Punk and Rollins scrap until Rollins is able to get the upper hand, stomp on Punk. Roman comes out. Roman and Rollins are going at it. Rollins, gets taken out. Roman's eye is now on Heyman. He goes to, he hits him with a Superman punch. Great. And he sets up for that spear. And then he's speared out of midair himself by a Mr. Braun Breaker. The one alliance that they have teased for like 2 years now has finally come to fruition. They really said we have... Everybody's talking, if anybody remembers old school wrestling, the Dangerous Alliance. And everybody's trying to figure out who's going to be the next man up. Who's going to be, is there going to be a female? Is it going to be a tag team? Is it going to be so-and-so? You know what? Right now, leave it alone. Because right now, that 3-man faction is all we need.
Yeah.
Rollins has proclaimed this group the future generation of the company, the next generation of stars. Heyman has dubbed Rollins the highest star, however he wanted to say it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm trying to say. He has proclaimed him as the biggest, ultimate #1 star in WWE.
Yeah.
Almost all entirely true. I'm excited to see where they take this group.
I am too. Looks like we'll have to wait and see how things go going into Backlash as well. Your grade on this one before we get into
A+, because it was just a fantastic... Like, nothing about this match was bad. Everything from the storytelling to the actual action itself was cinema. It was perfect cinema.
All right. Night 2.
All right, going into night 2, by the way, night 1 had an overall grade of a B-.
You beat me to it. I was going to ask at the complete end. So we could kind of compare, see if there was a difference.
Nope, I had to rewrite some of this. I just need my pen, because I knew I forgot something.
Do you want to start us off with... I'll let you start us off, because I ended, obviously.
Alright, give me, 2 seconds. My pen is running out of ink. This is unfortunate.
I mean, you can just give them live, too.
Yes, but I also like to have it written down. So, opening up the show, and I want to point out that I starred matches, by the way. Because we talked about, going into season 1, writing down matches that we think might be match of the night or match of the year, whatever. Night 1 had that triple threat match easily.
Yes.
Night 2, we open up with what I think might be an absolute banger, absolute contender for possibly match of the year. We'll rediscuss this come January and doing our year-end awards. Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Io Sky, triple threat for the women's world title. You know what this match meant to everybody. Bianca's the only one that had a right to be here. Io is the only other one that had a right to be here. She won her match against Rhea post-chamber. Fair and square. It is not her fault Rhea took her eyes off the prize. Especially because Bianca wasn't doing nothing but sitting there with the commentary team.
Yep.
She did not once get involved. She did not say nothing. She sat there and minded her business. I need to know who I'm facing in a month.
Yep.
That was it. Bianca got scared, though. Or Rhea got scared. And then what did she do? She pulled a Drew McIntyre, cried and whined and bitched and moaned until she got this match.
Mm-hmm.
After she failed her rematch to reclaim the gold, because her and Io didn't know how to keep their hands off the ref. So the ref finally decided, you know what, double disqualification, ain't nobody getting it. This match ain't even going to finish with how y'all want it to. Because y'all don't know how to keep your hands off me. Bianca, I think, did a really good job as referee. Right down the middle. Mm-hmm. She got fed up. She let a lot of ish slide. If you go back and watch that match, she let a lot slide. She finally said, I done had it. So then again, you fast forward the next week, she puts her Rhea signs the contract. Pierce tells her that's not how this works. That's when she got her championship rematch, which that's all Pierce ever wanted to do. But ain't nobody ever let the man speak. That's probably why he took a vacation this week. Because that man is stressing hard. We get to this match, hard-hitting, combination of every. I like that we really did have a different fight style for everybody, because Bianca's that powerhouse technician. Mm-hmm. Io is the genius of the sky for good reason. Because look at what she be doing. Mm-hmm. Rhea's kind of a hybrid.
Yeah.
She can be that powerhouse. She can get technical. She can definitely fly when she needs to fly.
Yes.
Mommy ain't afraid to take chances.
No.
A match really as believable as it could be, because you really weren't sure who was going to take this. Mm-hmm. At no point. And I loved that for this woman. They really got the chance to shine. To truly shine with their Mania moment. They set the bar, they set the tone, and they set it high. They set that bar real high. Going into these closing moments, we're thinking Bianca, I think it was Bianca. We're thinking Bianca got it, hit after hitting the KOD on, I believe, Rhea. Mm-hmm. Io was like, over the moonsault, breaks up that pin, 1, 2, 3, retained her title. Bianca drops to 4-1 at Mania. I don't want to hear it.
I said nothing.
I know you, though, and I had to stop you before you said something. Fantastic match, 5 stars, 10 out of 10. Would recommend watching again. But what's next now? Because that following Monday we got a nice little teaser of what could be a future Mania main event on the women's side of things. Stephanie Vakir comes out as Io's in the ring, celebrating that she successfully defended her title.
Yeah.
That she had her Mania moment. And that she beat 2 of the absolute best that the women's division in WWE have to offer, and I can't disagree. Go ahead and take your moment, boo, because you earned that. Out comes Stephanie Vakir. Both are in ring gear. Stephanie talks about how she wants to continue to climb in this business, how she wants to fight the best of the best, and currently that's Io. What do we get? A referee comes down after Pierce comes out and was like, y'all want this match? Because I want this match. They want this match. Does the crowd want this match? Nobody's going to say no to that. We got the match.
Yep.
Fantastic match. Beautiful match. Until Roxanne had to go fuck it up. now.
Okay. Anyways, getting back to Armenia. Your grade for this, obviously.
Grade match, A+, one of the stars on the paper, because this could be a match of the year candidate at the end of the year, and if it's not WWE, reevaluate yourselves.
Going into the next match, Sin City Street Fight. Damian Priest takes on Drew McIntyre. The brutality of this match was next level. I don't think you can call this anything aside from chaos and a car crash. Am I wrong?
No.
Personally, for me, not a ton of memorable moments throughout this match, but it did what it was supposed to do. It really showed the animosity that these men have for each other and how much they just wanted to beat the living hell out of each other.
Yeah.
I think this would be a match that Sheamus would approve of, just because of how chaotic it was.
It was brutal.
But not much else that I can say. Picking up the win in this match, which kind of surprised me, was Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Hitting a Claymore onto the steel steps. Your grade?
C.
Okay.
See, we talked about it during the match. It just, with how much these two guys hate each other, you figured it'd be a lot more violent and a lot more brutal. It was kind of lackluster for a street fight.
And that's why I said, you had your bits of chaos, you had your bits of car crash. Beyond that, there wasn't really any memorable moments, unfortunately. So not much to say on this one. Next match?
All right, Fatal 4-Way Intercontinental Championship. Let's get it. Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, Penta, Braun Breaker. Again, another match that I don't think is going to get the flowers it deserves.
Unless it's by us.
Because man, oh man. Again, 4 men, top of their game. You really had stake in all of them. It really, regardless of the outcome, it was believable.
And this was another match, like kind of how you said about the women's, where you had different fighting styles.
Because you had the lucha style of Penta.
Yes.
You had the power in
Breaker.
You had the technical in Balor. You had
the fighting style more.
You had the more like brawler style that is Dom.
Yeah.
Because like that's more of a brawler street fight kind of style.
Okay.
Man, I don't know what... I don't have enough good things to say about this match, and if I were to try to break down every little aspect of it, we're going to be here all night.
Yeah.
And we ain't got that kind of time.
We ain't got that kind of time at all.
No. So I'm just going to real quick recap to the end. Please go back and watch this match, y'all. And I'm sorry, it feels like we're flying through this. We got a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah.
So we got this. So we had the attempted spear that sent Breaker into the corner.
Yes.
Penta's taken out of this match at this point. Balor's able to, get Breaker into the corner. Coup de grace. Goes into the pin. And all you see from the other side of the ring is a frog splash. Can we talk about how the air and the distance that man got, that Dom got on that frog splash?
Yeah.
That is a frog splash that would make Eddie so damn proud.
Oh, hell yeah.
Pinning his Judgment Day stablemate 1, 2, 3, and new Intercontinental Champion, Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
I said it going into this that...
Me and you both were like, going into this, if it's not him, and if it's not Breaker retaining, somebody messed up somewhere.
Yeah. It's a little too early for Penta, and at this point,
Balor's kind of gone into the mentor role, more than anything.
Balor lost his aura at this point.
And, again, I
hate that for him.
I hate it for him, but I love this for Dom, because, over the course of the last 5-ish, 6-ish years that he's officially been an in-ring competitor, Technically, he wants to call himself like a 20-year vet.
Whatever.
It's funny, but no. But he's put in the work. He's grown as a competitor, as a character. You've gotten to really see him develop and grow up before our eyes.
Yes.
And honestly, I'm not mad at it. Not even a little bit. He deserved this. He went from... Because we had a couple guys there. And they had sent us videos. He's making his entrance. He's getting booed out the building.
Yep, I was.
That man got the biggest pop at the end of that match. I don't think I heard a bigger pop at all Mania weekend than that moment right there.
And I love how you had told me, because obviously I was dealing with Baby Crossroads, so I couldn't really watch the post show, that he was getting cheered, and they're like, "Hey, you're getting cheered," and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not used to this." Because you got to think about it, even when he was a babyface, when he would come out with his dad, he got like absolutely no reaction. That heel turn is what was best.
Oh yeah, that cemented him. That cemented him as a character, and I love it because Joe Tessitore even was like, "You went from getting booed so loud you couldn't speak, you couldn't hear yourself speak. Now you're getting cheered so loud we can't hear you speak." And he went on to talk about how he's only been champion for like 30 minutes, and now he's the greatest IC champion of all time. Whatever. It's funny. He's talking his
got, like, the
let him
biggest
enjoy
pop
his
for
moment,
it. Yeah.
Let him have his... Talked about his celebratory dinner, because they asked him that on the post show. He said chicken tenders and maybe an In-N-Out burger. Mr. Dominic Mysterio, were you feeling okay? Or was it just the adrenaline? Because when do you ever deviate from your chicken tender and French fries?
Well, I know me and you were making the joke after that, saying that if Dom were to ever win a world title, we think that he'd add the chicken tendies and have a steak with it too. So.
Yep. Like I'm.
We got at least another year or two.
We got another couple years for that one, but we'll see where it goes. Again, congrats, Dirty Dom. Take us into
grade. Take us into the grade. Is it because of the opponent or because of the match?
Both.
Okay. Well, so sorry, but I'm gonna do it.
No.
Next match up, Randy Orton's Open Challenge. Now, I want to point something out before I announce who his competitor was. I don't know if Brother Pyro knows this or not, but before the match, Randy Orton was given a list.
Oh yeah, I mean you had talked about it. He handpicked this
opponent for tonight.
Because as we know, all of this is pre-scripted, pre-written.
Yeah.
So he knew who his opponent was going to be. It was just, who was it going to be? It was going to be a bigger surprise for the crowd.
Yes. So, picking his opponent, say his name, he appears, the bane of my existence because I cannot stand his theme song, Joe Hendry. Oh, Lord. If Flash was here, he'd be doing it with you. Joe Hendry comes out, has his Mania moment.
Dude, no, it's them panning over to Randy in the ring, and he's just kind of vibing to the theme song for a second.
Going into the match, it wasn't a very long one. It told a very small story of, obviously somebody that was just kind of in the way of the crowd, just thrown into this. Ultimately picking up the win was Randy Orton with an RKO. Gave kind of Joe his moment with his little bit of flowers. And then took it right back. And then hit him with another
post-match RKO. Dude, I want the Joe Hendry at Wrestlemania shirt, and I promise I'm going to get it.
It is in stores as far as I know now.
It is back in stock on WWE Shop. If I get one for me, though, I got to get one for Flash, otherwise he might murder me with it.
Yeah.
He might make me swallow that thing.
Definitely
but
will.
no, and it's funny because I watched a TikTok that night, and the DuckTales, Huey, Louie, Dewey. Wait, they were supposed to be Jet, Speed, and Turbo or whatever, and it
could have been Turbo.
It's his potential opponents: Aleister Black, Jeff Hardy, Joe Hendry, and then the one that it could have been Turbo. We could have had Jeff Hardy. We could have had Jeff Hardy. And finding out that Jeff Hardy was on that list of opponents, knowing the magic that those two men make together, did make me cry just a little internally. Not finna lie.
I think it was best to choose Joe Hendry for this moment instead of Jeff Hardy for the simple fact that I think time would have ran over. And it would have been more of a rushed match then. I think this was a nice filler for the point that it was. Obviously, this match and the next match were the nice fillers. But at the same time, I feel like had we had Jeff Hardy in the building for that one, it would have ran over time. But your grade for this?
I gave it an A. It was quick. It was short. It was simple. It wasn't anything too complicated. End of his contract, I feel Joe Hendry's going to make the jump to WWE regardless, and I'm hoping we can see that match at some point in the future, because like that little snippet was enough to let me know, one, Hendry can actually keep up in the bigger leagues. Mm-hmm. Two, Randy Orton can truly work with anybody.
We have said that about him and about The Miz.
We've said that about a few people, but like If Joe Hendry isn't a true testament to that, a guy he's never interacted with before ever in his pro wrestling career, and the fact that he was really able to, Joe Hendry selling the RKO not once but twice in the most beautiful manner, like, I want to see that be given more than 3 minutes.
Yeah,
I want that to be about a 5 to 10 minute or a 7 to 10 minute match. Make it meaningful. Make it a build, see what we can do, because I think Joe Hendry can really, truly work also really well with about 90% of the wrestling world.
Alright. So the grade, obviously you did say A. Next matchup, please.
Logan Paul, AJ Styles. I didn't get to watch it live because I was busy in the kitchen. But I did take the time to go back and watch it because it is AJ Styles, and I will never neglect my phenomenal AJ Styles.
Yeah.
AJ Styles.
I remember when he made the jump, how excited you were.
Dude, I about cried. Vince, screw you for saying nobody was going to know who he was, because that man got the biggest pop of Rumble that night.
All right.
2016.
Let's go into this.
Going into it, nothing really special. You got, again, they were very similar styles, and I think that really, like, made the match not as exciting as it could be.
Yeah.
Logan Paul talking all his smack was great, because it's Logan Paul, and if there's anything that man knows how to do, it's talk.
Yeah.
But, again, them being such a similar background-ish, or, like, not background, but, again, fight style, in-ring style, you kind of get boring seeing the same thing go at each other. So again, it was about an average match. It wasn't anything too exciting. It wasn't, a steal the show, this phenomenal thing, whatever. That's okay. I think we're okay with how night 2 has been going, like, having that match to really be that break.
Yeah.
Like that breather that you kind of need is good.
Yeah.
Overall, picking up the win was Logan Paul.
Your grade?
I gave it a C. Again, very similar match. If there would have been a contrast in styles, I think it
could have been higher.
We would have gotten a much better match than we did, not taking away anything from either guy, though.
Yeah. All right, going into our next match. A match I feel should not have been placed where it was because of the magnitude. Like, I would have, what I'm trying to say more or less is the match that comes before the main event, I always feel co-main events. We've had this discussion before.
I feel like the match before the main event is either the match to get you back in the moment after a break, or it lets you catch your breath before something awesome is about to happen, because 9 times out of 10, Mania main event is going to be the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like you build it a little bit more beforehand, but the match that we ended up having...
I don't disagree with placement of this match.
I mean, I personally do, but again, that's just me. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez defend their tag team championships. I was going to call them the NXT tag team championships.
Nope, that was the night before, sweetie. The NXT Tag Team title.
Oh, I know, but I know that they were also blended, so I'm not entirely wrong.
Like 6 years ago.
Not even 6 years ago, but okay. They take on Lyra Valkyria, and originally it was Bayley. We had found out on night 1 that Bayley was attacked. Lyra was given 24 hours to find a partner of her choosing to stand in for Bayley. That being a returning Becky Lynch. I did mention to you that in the almost year that she has been gone, Becky had absolutely no ring rust. And I absolutely loved it.
Oh, absolutely.
She came in, was like a pistol. To me, there's not